In the early 2000s, cheerleading was on the verge of a revolution in Nova Scotia. My name is Wendy McKay, and I was the coach of the legendary team, Heat. A camera crew documented our every move, but that footage has remained unseen until now. Today, I'm reuniting with my former athletes to reminisce about the past and to find out what impact cheerleading has had on their lives. Join me on this journey, and cheers to life. I've known Ashley Garroway for over 20 years. She came, I think, when she was either grade 8 or grade 9, cheered through junior high, high school, and then cheered on Heat. She would have done several roles, probably basing, back spotting, many flyers over the years. She is dedicated and genuine.
DCF stands for Dartmouth Cheer Force, and that's what Wendy owned. She started with the team Heat, and then it eventually grew with multiple teams within the program. I first heard about Heat when I was away in Banff, and Wendy had connected with me and told me that she was starting a club called Dartmouth Cheer Force. So I was one of the first members of the team. I was a base, and I was a side base. I typically based with taller people because I'm quite tall. A lot of people always think I was a back spotter because of my height, but I've just always based and really excelled at that. It feels like yesterday until I look at the photos. You know, now I'm in my 40s, so it's a little different. It brings back lots of memories. It's really fun just to flip through some of the photos. Some of these I've seen, but some of them I hadn't seen, so it was kind of nice just to bring back those memories of those times. Cheerleading encompasses so many different things. So it's not just dance, it's not just gymnastics, it's not just throwing. I liked doing the combination of things. It was very athletic. It required, you know, a lot of hard work. It was fast-paced, so I really enjoyed that. I played rugby before, and that's also hard on your body, and it's just kind of seasonal, and you're just out there with games. Where cheerleading, like, we could go in there with a group and stunt and fool around and do things where you can't really just do that with rugby or hockey type thing. You need, you know, a big group of people.
All of the changes that we did is what we're going to rep.
So I'm on Cheer Nova Scotia, so I'm currently the vice president. I think I've had every role over the last couple of years. There's obviously Cheer Canada. It's a national sport organization. We competed a week and a half ago, and so now we're ready to add some more difficulty into our routine based off of judges' feedback, and again, just to add that difficulty as we are on that road to Worlds.
Just as long as there's no injuries when you're doing these, that's fine.
Things have changed a lot since I first started cheerleading. You know, we practice on a hard floor before. We didn't really have any equipment. Occasionally we would go to a gymnastics club to practice there just to get some extra training with some of the equipment more so for gymnastics. Nowadays it's, you know, pretty much every program has a spring floor, lots of equipment. Like my athletes, when we say we used to jump on the hard floor, they're like, what? Like, how did you stunt on it? Or like, it was just a whole different ball game.
Two people hit the floor already tonight. It's more than the rest of the year, okay? Don't let it happen again. If you guys go on the floor, you know what your job is. Do your job or don't bother, okay? It's that serious. We just got lucky twice.
Just because I'm so involved with cheerleading, I feel like more people are knowledgeable, but I definitely still encounter people that don't realize that you're lifting and throwing athletes up in the air. They think it's more like the football cheerleaders that's just kind of dancing and cheering with the pom-poms. So I remember when I was younger, so back when I was on Heat, I would get very infuriated when people would try and tell me, like, cheerleading's not a sport, and, you know, trying to explain what power cheerleading is. And, you know, being recognized as an Olympic sport potentially, and all of this exposure and growth, people are getting more familiarized with it. As a geologist, not many people in my world, unfortunately, are familiar with cheerleaders. So it's a lot of knowledge sharing, and I show them videos of my teams, and they're like, "Oh wow, I had no idea that's what it was." I think we're getting there, but I don't know if it's because I'm so immersed still in the sport and have seen the growth. That's really exciting. And then obviously the Olympics, I think that's very attainable. I think we're getting there, but again, slowly but surely. I think we're making the right steps to get there. We just put so much effort and dedication. There's so much passion, and we love these kids. We're in the gym with them so many hours a week, and it's just so rewarding when, there's nothing else you can do when you're at the front of the mat except for hope for the best for them, and you want the best for them, and it's such a rewarding feeling.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wendy is family to me, just because I've known her since I was 13. She was really close with everybody's families, got to know everyone really well. I have been very lucky to have her as my coach in junior high and high school, and then all-star with Dartmouth Heat. And then when she retired Dartmouth Cheer Force, she came to coach with my club. And so she became one of my employees, which is pretty cool. She and I got to coach together, coach World's team for several years, and create memories together and, help develop a team together. So I don't know, Wendy's just Wendy. She's just part of the family. She was a guru with all things cheer, especially when she was younger. She was very involved. She had a huge impact on the growth of sport back then. Wendy's just a great person. She has a big heart, and she's obviously very passionate and dedicated to the sport because she's also still doing it.
The year I closed my club, I went out to coach with Ashley. We coached would have been then their level 5 team. Took them to Worlds a couple times, some great success. And still to this day, I just credentialed her to be a credentialer in Nova Scotia. She's very heavily involved with Cheerleading Nova Scotia and has gone on to do the education piece with all of the coaches and run all of that. So a very large presence, past, present, and future. And Nova Scotia's very lucky to have her.
Does everybody know what they're doing now? Okay. Okay, go, 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 go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ronan, you won. Are you done?
Good job, buddy. Ashley Garroway. I'm surprised with her career path and her children and everything. She has stayed so involved, but I'm very glad she did because she has done so much for the province and so much for cheerleading, and I did not expect it. I always hoped that she would stay involved, but I didn't know if her involvement in other sports would take her down other pathways. But I think the growth of cheerleading in Nova Scotia, that it kind of become her obsession as well.
Oh, love you. Love you too.
I think it was grade 8, the very end of grade 8 that I started with you at Prince Arthur Junior High. I had some friends convince me to join cheer and how fun it was. And then from there, I just kind of followed you around when you went to high school, so Dartmouth High. After Heat, I think I stopped more so, I had so many concussions, broken noses, dislocated shoulders, my shoulder was popping out all the time. And
I feel like that was rugby.
oh yeah,
and your
not
brother.
just because of cheerleading, but because I had those injuries.
Yes, let's clarify that.
Cheer made it more difficult.
Wasn't on my watch.
No, it was not on your watch. But then again, I kind of took your lead, and myself and you handed over Prince Arthur Junior High to us for coaching.
Yeah.
So that was a way for me to still be involved without actually cheering. I started to get involved with Cheer Nova Scotia. So I've been on the board for 5 years now, maybe 6 years. And then I started to get involved with the provincial team, which was selected to represent Team Canada. So this is my 4th year coaching or 5th year coaching that team. And then I just recently got into judging. And then with you, being able to certify coaches.
Yes.
Just a month ago, not even.
I know, it's so funny.
Yeah, so every time I take a step back, it's such a great sport to be involved in. Obviously, it shaped my childhood a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 5, 5.
it is, you know, a huge chunk of my life. If I could make it my career, I would have done so. And I gave a valiant effort. I would say from like the coaching side of things, I can see a lot of the athletes that, you know, I've coached or, you know, Jana has coached or Erica or Hef, you know, as they get older and are coaching themselves, you can see your own coaching styles within them, which is really cool. One of my athletes, like, I coached her since she was 4 and she's 20. Like, it's really cool to see that. And now she's coaching. It's such a rewarding feeling.
Coming through to today, with your stuff going on with Cheer Canada and stuff like that, like kind of like what's your goal or plan for the next couple of years?
Coaching is still one of my biggest passions, so I can't see me letting go of that. But, you know, just started to get to the world of judging. So I'd like to expand on that. I would like to stay with the board as well. Just I feel like we've been able to make a lot of progress with the sport within not only Nova Scotia, but in Canada. You know, coaching the provincial teams, which was selected to represent Team Canada, like going to the Worlds with them was just such an amazing experience. They make it seem like you're at the Olympics, and it's pretty special. It's a pretty great experience.
And the kids have been, you know, some of the kids have been working for this for so long. I think it's one of the proudest moments for me is to see you come from like way back when to stay like all of these years so involved and getting more and more involved. So that's like huge for me as a coach to see the progression you've made through the years. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited just to see the progression of cheer and try and help any way I can. And
totally.
You know, obviously you instilled your passion for cheer into me from the get-go.
Yeah.
I remember way back in junior high, and maybe it was on the move to high school, or maybe it was in high school, and a lot of my close friends that I joined with were leaving. And I remember you calling and just saying, "Are you thinking of leaving as well?" And I was like, "No, you have me hooked." I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "This isn't just for my friends. Like, this is something I love that I, you know, was able to stick with."
Physical training for the sport.
Well, you definitely trained us. We would do like an hour of conditioning at least.
It's funny how it's changed.
Oh, it's changed so much. I've been trying like with my own teams to instill like 10 minutes of conditioning at the end of practices.
Yeah.
It's like you need that endurance. And it's important for the safety of the sport too, to be conditioned. But yes, I remember all of like the inchworms and push-ups and all of the things. Like it was just hardcore, but we all like cheered each other on, didn't matter what was going on. And it was a lot of work. And I remember going to the oldies gym as well, and you know, making sure you made sure everyone was working on tumbling and
even if
all
they
of that. Even if they
didn't plan on it.
Yeah.
We're gonna flip today and see if you can pick it up.
And before Atlanta, of course, there was like a lot of practices, and you know, it was great to have the camera crew around because it kind of put a little bit more pressure on us to show up, kind of thing, which makes a difference, right? Because if you're putting 110% in all the time, then you're gonna have a better outcome. So I think that's why we had a great outcome with our performance on the stage. Cheerleading is my life, I think. Shaped me in lots of ways. It's, you know, helped me become a leader in the sport. You know, it gives everyone confidence, keeps you athletic. Every time I try to step away, I just keep taking on new things. Being a coach, I've had a lot of parents come up to me after the first year or when their athlete's retiring or before that, saying just how much confidence their athlete has grown and how much they've seen them come out of their shell. And that's really great to see. And it's really great, you know, I've coached kids for 15 years straight through, the same athletes. It's really amazing to see them, some of them being really shy little kids. And by the end of it, you know, a lot of them have become coaches themselves, and they're just so confident, and you know, they're leaders in their own right. And I think cheerleading's really given that to them. I think they would say that, and I definitely hear that from the parents, that it's given their athletes confidence.
1, 2, 3,
It's such a great sport, and it's a great sport. I've seen that with lots of kids that I've coached as well, like that don't find their place. They always find their home with cheer. I always hear that the athletes that come to our programs, they're like, they've tried every other sport and then they get hooked as well. Again, it's like they have a spot for everybody.
My name is Joanne Fahey. I've been with the Heat 3 years now.
She has to go there and I have to go there. So can we just like, yeah, okay.
This is my time away from home kind of thing. This is my little break. I have 2 kids. I'm the oldest on the team.
Joanne would have come to Heat to be a support member for one of her best friends and sat on the stage and would have quickly been pulled onto the floor as many others had in the past. Joanne was many years retired from cheerleading back in her days in high school. She was one of the oldest of the age range that we had on the team at that time.
Cheer started for me back in high school. Dartmouth High, I joined my second year in cheer. I had a couple close friends there. And they were like, you should come to cheer, because I was doing track, I was doing like other sports teams, but I never knew about cheer. And so my friend Ricola was like, come on, let's go, let's do cheer this year. It's not like your pom-pom, like, yay, rah, rah. It was an actual sport. We were lifting people, we were getting hurt. I never heard of club teams ever till after high school, and till I met you, actually. And then I graduated from high school, and then I went to school for nursing. But then I quickly got married, had a baby, then had a second baby. And my world was just being a mom and a wife and a family. And then I wanted a part-time job just to get out of the house, and I went back to work. So I decided to work at a kid's shoe store. And I met one of my dearest best friends still to this day. She was on Heat with us, Kara, and she was one of my employees, and she was nervous. She goes, we were talking, she was like, my old cheer coach called me and wants me to go. She's doing this cheer club and she wants me to go and compete on her team. And she's like, I'm a little nervous. I've been out of cheer for a little bit. And I was like, you should go. My best years, I had so much fun, right? Like, I loved it. I loved competing. And I was like, and I was telling her this, and she was like, will you come with me? And like, you can sit on the stage and watch or whatever. And it was in this old church with like wooden floors. So I ended up going with her. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come with you, no problem. I'll come watch. I sat on the stage and she went in and talked to Wendy, and then Wendy asked her, who's your friend? Has she cheered before? And Kara goes, oh yeah, she used to cheer in high school. And I was just there as a spectator. Because at this point, I was like 30 years old. And these girls were like 18, 19, 20-year-olds. And I was just sitting there. And so then
That's
Wendy,
called fair game.
Yeah. So then Wendy came up and was like, so I'm missing a bass. Do you mind filling in tonight? I heard you cheered. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever. And then I looked at Karen and I was like, she goes, oh, you're gonna do this? And I said, well, I'm just gonna fill in, right? I'm just filling in for tonight. That fill in for one night led to almost 20 years of cheer. It's not just about strength, it's timing, it's working together. Each person in that group has a job, and they all have to do that job together in order for it to succeed. It was fun for me, like it was a little off for me because where I was a mom and I had like a family and stuff like that. So I had to balance both of them. But for me, it was a night out. was kind of weird saying, yeah, I go to cheer. And they're like, you cheer? And I'm like, yeah, it's not what you think. It's great.
Joanne put the team needs sometimes in front of her own because she was a mom of a couple young adults. So I guess at that time they weren't even young adults, they were very young children, and she would sometimes bring them with us to competitions away. And as a single mom, it was a big commitment to have that much time set aside for something, but it was very rewarding to her, and you could tell she really enjoyed every minute of it.
They were in like competitions. Like my son would paint heat on his face and like flames and whatever. And they were like my biggest cheerleaders kind of thing. Honestly, like cheer for me, it has built like a core group around me. She's like, I got along with everybody on the team. Like I found like I just blended, but I also have like a younger personality. Like I've always been active. I've always got along great with everybody, like joker and goofball. And anyways, I just, yeah, I have a lot of fun.
So we were discussing
on all
earlier.
Our trips and everywhere we go.
What group is always the one that always got in trouble?
Yeah, that was us. But it wasn't because of me.
I think when we're going through the groups that you've been in and the amount of trouble you've been in, there seems to be a common denominator.
Well, Wendy would yell at us. Like, we would be laughing and goofing around, and Wendy would yell at us and be like, you better hit this. You were paying attention. And we're like, okay. But we would hit it. And we'd be like, okay, see, we got it.
I was waiting
She's
for
like,
that failure so I could prove my point.
If you guys didn't hit it, I could get mad at you. But we did. We did. We were a solid group.
Solid. Troublesome, loud, noisy, boisterous group.
Yeah, we were the ones Wendy was waiting for, worried about if we were going to make it on time for competitions, running down to the practice mat right before competition.
Yeah.
Like the group of us.
That would be,
Wasn't because of me. I wasn't driving. But yeah, she was always worried about our group, but not when we hit that stage. Like we nailed it.
If you made it there,
every time.
I knew we were going to do good.
Oh yeah.
If you made it there.
We made it there. We made it there. I used to dance, and I wanted to go back to dance, but I wanted to before I got older. So I did. I decided, you know what, it's my time. It's my time to get on the floor again. So I did. I went back and I loved it. But for the most part, when I was in cheer, I did so many trips and so many places that I never would have ever gone to. That would never have been all that it has. Being part of a team, it's more than just, oh, you're on a sports team. It does mold your life. It does instill like values in you. Like you got to be on time. It's not about you. It's about your team. I think we were all put on that team for, I came to that gym just to cheer on my friend, be her moral support, but end up staying longer than she did. So I think everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, it's crunch time now.